Alright, hi everybody. It is time for the monthly mini review. This time in the spotlight, Red Alert by Belfry Clock. It feels kind of weird to review this level because, in a way, it doesn't even feel like a real level. Like, it's not very well known. It's not a level a lot of people have played. It's also not that noteworthy. It's just a small little level made by a beginning creator. And as far as those levels go, I think this is, fine. It makes a poor first impression with this first jump here being kind of badly aligned. That doesn't feel great. But other than that, this level plays decently well. Then again, the gameplay is pretty standard fare though. It doesn't really try anything out of the ordinary. When it comes to the visuals, again, it's really easy to tell that this was made by someone who doesn't have a lot of experience with the editor. I think as far as that goes, this level looks pretty good when you consider this genre of levels by beginning creators. One thing that immediately struck me about this level though is the song choice. It's Code Red, which most of you probably know as the Death Corridor song. And that goes for me too. And I think I can use this as an opportunity to talk about song choice for a bit, because that is something you have to keep in mind. If you're gonna use a song that a popular level already uses, like if you were to use Dimension by Creo, for example, as a song, you have to compete with Black Blizzard by Kermal. And that's a tall order. Those are some big shoes to fill, you know? That's not to say you couldn't make it your own in some way, but I think it's better, generally speaking, to use a more unique song. Or at least a song that isn't already iconic, you know? Like At the Speed of Light, or Dimension, or fucking Sonic Blaster. Oh my god. I guess this is also a good opportunity to give some advice to any aspiring creators out there, because your first level is probably going to look something like this if you don't have any prior experience. If you're looking to improve your creating skills, you shouldn't feel afraid to look at what other people are doing and trying to recreate it. You have to get a feel for how to use the editor first of all, how to make gameplay, how to use colors, all that stuff, before you can start experimenting. The editor is not at all intuitive, so don't be afraid to look at tutorials and stuff for how to do certain effects or how to use the triggers, like in general, because it is pretty complicated. Then again, you don't necessarily need to use a lot of trigger work to make a good level anyway. Don't fall into that pitfall of thinking you need to understand every single little aspect of the level editor before you can actually start building, because that's not true at all. Oh, and try not to get too caught up in the whole creator point business. You really need to be careful not to place too much value on creator points, because they're really not important at all, is something I realized after getting my first one. It is like that comment that, who was it? Zobros made that comment? Hang on, I'm gonna look this up. Sometimes you have to accept the fact that there's always a crazy man 50 getting his levels rated and not yours, because hey, that's how life works. It may sound unfair, but one day your time will come. You will get your level rated, and you will be happy for 5 seconds and move on with your life. It's that easy. Come on now. Let's all go to sleep. And I think that's about everything I want to say about that. If you want me to review your level, or if you want to pick a level for me to review, you can subscribe to my Patreon and get the voting privileges that my patrons get every month. Speaking of which, big thank you to my Patreon supporters Xkami, Belfry Clock, and Alferia. Alright, I think that does it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.